Dunarmus Sportswear, sponsors of Drop the Puck.
Welcome to Drop the Puck. We're back at Deeside Leisure Centre for the first of our games in this New Year period, where it's what we call the second part of the season, where teams are battling it away after a little bit of a break for the playoff spots, really. This is where the men from the boys sort themselves out, and we've got a humdinger of a game today. This is a game between Dragons and Blackburn Hawks.
Now, to pinch your phrase, Gary, these two teams do know each other well, very well in fact. You'll probably recognise a few of the Blackburn names as we're calling them out, as they are ex-Dragons players, including Carl Bacon, Sam Plant, there's many more, but it's one of those, no love lost the minute they get out on that ice.
Well, the interesting thing about this one is Dragons come in tonight's game at 7th position, and Blackburn Hawks N2 Team are in 9th position, sitting at the bottom. They've won no games after 20 games they've played. Dragons, of course, 9 wins from 21, one of them being an overtime win. Played each other 3 times already, and the results have gone 13-6, 17-1, but 6-4, all in favour of the Dragons. That last game, 6-4. Hawks finding a bit of form in that last one.
Yeah, the Hawks towards the end of that Christmas break period, the first part of the season, as you said quite rightly there, started to find form. Those big scorelines that we were seeing were getting closed down and down and down, to the point where, give it 2 or 3 more weeks before that break, and I reckon we'd have seen a Hawks win.
Well, I think one of the people that's made a bit of a difference in that is the addition of Sam Bolwell between the posts. That girl we saw had a fantastic game in between the pipes for the Altrincham Aces when she was last here, and I'm kind of expecting a similar sort of performance from her tonight.
Sam's a key part now of the new Blackburn setup, and I think the thing we've got to get across here, and it's almost reminiscent to when we were standing here 3-4 seasons ago saying, well, it's a development season, you can't expect every game to be a win, it goes to the past, but that is a great cementing piece there, a great foundation to start building off is Sam Bolwell and the experience she brings to the team.
Well, an 85.24% average, save average coming into tonight. Of course, as I've already said, they haven't won a game as yet, but the Dragons have got the kind of performance that was going to test the likes of Sam Bolwell tonight. I mean, you've got some ace players, high-scoring players in the form of James Parsons, as we know. He's going to be testing that net.
I could reel them off all day, Gary. Parsons, Parry, Lovell, Jones, Furnival, Keating. The girl's going to be under pressure tonight, big time. So the big thing that she's going to need is her defenseman to step up, and that's where she's going to be looking into the likes of familiar faces of Bart Ainsworth and Gareth Davis. They're going to need to do the job there tonight. I think one of the key things as well is Blackburn have got the opportunity. We know the Dragons play high hockey. They like coming right up the ice. We've seen it a few times this season now. They get caught in with a quick pass around the back. That's going to be the key to unlocking the Dragons' defence tonight, I think. If they can feed Charlton or Jones with them pucks quite quick, it could turn this game on its head.
Well, it'll be interesting indeed. The Dragons are 7 points off 4th spot, so a chance to try and claw something back in this early stage of the second part of the season is vital for them. They need a win, and of course, the last time they played, which is a few weeks back now, they were 3-6 losers against the Jets, and you've got to say to yourself, they definitely got to fancy the chances coming away with something tonight.
I think so. I think they were going to want to get their second part of the season now off to a good start. If you get a good foothold, and unfortunately for Blackburn, it's one of them. You can pretty much imagine if they can't keep that momentum up, the Dragons are going to walk out with us tonight. So take this win, use that as good momentum into the doubleheader against Altrincham Aces. If they can do Alty twice, obviously once here at Deeside, once away at Altrincham Ice Rink, then I really think the Dragons are in with a contention run going into the playoffs. But you've got a good breakaway pack there. The Senators, the Wild, the Jets, the Tigers. It's been that chase guy, and that's where you want to be. You want to be sat in that 5th spot, a win or 2 away, waiting for one of them to slip up, and the minute they do, you're going to have to pounce on that opportunity.
Well, in that 4th, 5th and 6th spot in the league at the moment, as I said, the Dragons are 7 points off 4th spot, and they're a point divides all the 3 teams, so there's a chance there for them, but they've got to make something of it tonight. But I think you can't write off Blackburn. They've got a couple of good players in the form of Sean Jones, who's leading scorer at the moment, and of course Joe Charlton.
Yeah, you know, both guys quite decent on the puck. But I've already said the key is going to be feeding those guys, getting them ice time, the breakaway, the gaps of space. If Blackburn play to the edge of the rink, you're going to be playing into D-side's advantage, because that's where they are, the wing players, the wing play at the moment. Parry on one wing, Keating on the other wing, Fairnovel on one wing, Parsons and Wainwright and all up the middle all day, just feeding those pucks off left and right. If they can't shut that down, then they're going to have real trouble.
The only other thing I could say is that if I was Blackburn, I would certainly use the advantage of the poor discipline that the Dragons have and try and get under the skin early, try and disrupt them, and maybe get some points on the board. Who knows? Yeah,
you got the likes of Carl Price there and Carl Bacon as well, both at Blackburn now. Both carry a little bit of a stigma with them about the discipline in the past. Bacon seems to have played his act up a little bit at the beginning of this season, but back on old soil, old stomping ground, will his discipline slip? Who knows? But to coin your penalty monsters, I think those 2 guys that are penalty monsters for Blackburn, and they could inflict the cause of penalties on D-side as well, causing players to slip on their discipline, likes of Jones and Fairnovel and stuff. If they can draw them into that and take those players off the ice, they might stand a chance.
Yeah, I think concentrate on your hockey, get under the skin of the Dragons, and they might stand a chance, of course, with Bolwell between the posts. Well, I think that's enough talking for that now. I think it's time to go over to the ice, and it's time to drop the puck.
Well, Gary, this is certainly going to be an exciting one. We've got an old school rivalry here, the form of the D-side Dragons and the Blackburn Hawks. First and foremost, so can I just mention to our viewers at home, some of the Blackburn Hawks shirts tonight aren't necessarily the body in them.
Right, yeah.
So you may hear us call a few different surnames to what you're seeing on screen.
Well, yeah, one, for example, is number 14 corner, because it's one of our old friends, Gareth Davis.
Yes, Mr. Davis deciding that his knees have got one more season in him, decided to step out onto the ice.
And yet again, Ben, another player that we know who was associated with D-side Dragons previously is now back with the Blackburn Hawks.
Yeah, of course, so you got Carl Bacon there. Carl was a vital part of that Dragons 2 team coming through. Carl, unfortunately known a bit like Chris Jones on the Dragons for his discipline record. Although scenes going over to Blackburn, he's decided he's booking his ideas up long. Very few penalty points there this season, so just creeping outside of one of your penalty monsters.
Well, I kind of figure if Blackburn have got the fight in them, then we could be in for an interesting game tonight. But of course, if the form book is anything to go by, they could well roll over quite early on.
Well, you know who's going to be the ultimate be-all and end-all of the answer to that, Gary?
Well, we said that at the top of the show.
And it is going to be Sam Bolwell. We saw her when she was at the Aces. We know she can do great things. Will she be able to withstand the barrage of the Dragons tonight? Only 3 periods of hockey will give us that answer.
Well, we know that she's been between the posts before when she faced them as an Altrincham player. She had an outstanding game that time. Can she do it again tonight?
As we get ready to get this game underway, puck drops are away, first period of this hockey game. Banks feeds that over to Austin, dumps it straight in. It's going to be chased down there. James Shaw planted to have to get to the corner. Banks gets around Bacon, shot in from Austin. Ooh. Sails wide. It's early warning shots from the Dragons.
Oh, and a little bit of shoving there.
Banks again puts it into the corner. Bacon picks up behind his own net, tries to feed that round.
And Bacon's putting some nudges in on his former teammate there.
And we've got a call already, is that?
And it was spotted.
Oh, and with 27 seconds, dare I say, We've already got Carl Bacon in the box.
He doesn't look happy about it, but the thing was, you could see it, he quite clearly was giving the player in the blue paint area a serious nudge.
So, face off to the right of Coulshaw. Sorry, not Coulshaw, even Bolwell. Abby Coulshaw is icing tonight. And now the Dragons on the power play. Austin tries to get it through Charlton. Joe Charlton holding him up there. That's going to be an offside call.
Well, yeah, looking back at that little incident there in the goal, you can see Bacon giving it a little bit of nudges in the back on the player. And the official obviously seen that, and he didn't end it. It wasn't just one or two, it was a couple, and he followed it round. Now he's in the penalty box.
It's a face-off win, crucially there by Blackburn. They've dumped it straight down. Starting net-minded tonight, though, is Dom Jolly. Jolly being opted by the Dragons to go between the posts. Interesting choice. Maybe they feel comfortable, Gary. Normally we would see Jonah Armstrong ice.
Yeah. I was expecting Armstrong, to be quite honest with you, but maybe they feel confident enough to have him in between the posts.
And it's going to be picked up and played out there by Fairlong. Fairlong only puts it onto a Dragon stick and he comes immediately straight back down again. Fairlong does well to clear that out. Shaw can't pick that up. It is picked up by Austin though. Austin looks to skate it on. Does well, gets round Charlton, puts a shot on, Bolwell's down, saves it well. Immediately picked up by Ainsworth. Bart Ainsworth, of course, a very familiar name to this Blackburn side and to this drop the puck team. We've seen him many times before. As the Dragons now with Shaw picking up at the blue. Shaw looks to take the shot. No, he's sealed out there. Good box out and Parry into the corner. Parry forced to ring the puck round. Wainwright picks that up, looks to come inside, looking for a man. Great box formation being held up so far. And it's Ashton. Ashton, she was in there then. And now it's run all the way back round and Matt Wainwright just having to skate back out. And Ashton, she's belted down on him. Great forecheck pressure from Ashton. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. Dragons look to set something again with Lovell. Lovell skates that on. Support with Clancy. Ashton making sure the pass line gets shut off. It's come all the way over to Jones. Jones, back stick, looks to go inside. Tries to get it through Bolwell. No, he's forced round. Great defensive move there from Blackburn. Coulshaw's going to chase that down. 5 seconds remaining on the penalty. Davis knocks it back forward to Coulshaw. Coulshaw back to Ashton. She knocks it on. That's the end of the penalty, and that's 1-0 in the eyes of the Hawks. That's a great power play kill. And immediately to go back in. Dragons trying to capitalise on the line change. Jones looks at it, takes a shot, and it's up and away.
I kind of figured that Blackburn are going to be doing a lot of that tonight, penalty kill. But it all depends on how disciplined, of course, the Dragons can remain in this game. As we know, they love to get in under the skin of their opponents, but their opponents seem to love pressing their red buttons too.
So Price versus Parsons for the face-off. Price wins it. Birtwistle only clears it onto the stick of Parsons though. Into the corner, it's going to be chased down. Price back on the ice now. Goes round, finds Hoyle. Hoyle feeds it forward to Price. Price loses the puck, gains it again. He's knocked it forward, and that was Jones lurking round. Sorry, Birtwistle. And now Hoyle feeds it to Birtwistle. Josh Birtwistle looking for a teammate to clear it out, but the Dragons have turned that around. Knocked back on there by Murphy. And the puck now in the Dragon zone. We've got a man down. There's been a big hit on the boards this side. That's Josh Birtwistle's down.
Well, he doesn't look too good. He's holding his pace a bit, but he's got. Oh, he's getting up gingerly. Must have took a bit of a whack to the face there. But going back to the discipline thing with the D side, of course, they've got a huge amount of penalties in this season so far, Ben. And do you think that Blackburn have got enough in the playbook to get at the Dragons and cause them to implode?
Without sounding demoralising to the Dragons, sometimes they are their own biggest enemy, and they let silly penalties trip them up. And obviously that's something they'll look to have worked on during that Christmas break. And now straight back into the action. It's a Blackburn win on the face-off there. Dragons now back behind it with behind their own net, and they break out very quickly with pace.
Parsons.
Forward, Parsons goes in and it's in!
There you go.
Well, Parsons picked it up at the blue, drove it down the throat of Sam Bolwell. Lovely little back stick, top shelfer. And with 3 minutes 44 on the board, the Dragons score the first goal.
Well, we said it at the top of the show, and we said that Parsons is the leading goal scorer for the Dragons. We expected him to be on the team sheet tonight. He's happy, the bench looked quite pleased with it. This is the start of something big for tonight. So far, Dragons 1, Hawks 0.
Immediately, face-off is won again by the Dragons, shot in from Shaw. Bolwell gets a stick in the way and it's up, out of play.
James Parsons, assisted by number 92,
Bolwell's
time of the goal, 3 minutes.
has been suffered her first defeat there, the puck in the back of the net. I'm sure it won't deflect away from their concentration at all. Of course, he's a GB player.
Shaw's going in for the face-off there. Won well by Blackburn. Banks keeps it alive for the Dragons at the point. Culshaw and Ashton chasing it down this side. Lovell and Culshaw tie up. Banks comes out with the puck. Decides to feed that back to Austin. Tries to draw the Blackburn defence out. And again, Austin looks to attack forward. Lovell just couldn't reel that in. It's going to be chased down by Murphy. Blackburn again do well to clear that out. And some might say, Gary, this is just going to be a massive defensive training session for Blackburn.
Well, the one thing you can't say is that you can't take it for granted, shall we say, that they're going to suffer a huge defeat, because, as I said at the start of the show, the last game these two played, the Blackburn Hawks gave a good account of themselves.
Yeah, 6-4 in favour of the Dragons that night. Will the Dragons look to repeat that performance as Bacon ties up with one of the Dragons behind the board? Couldn't see who that was. It's Lovell. And again, off the boards. Try and play it out. A big hit in from Lovell on Bacon, conveniently.
I do like a bit of Bacon.
You can tell there's going to be no love lost here tonight. As the Dragons pick up that puck again with Shaw. James Shaw, chased down by Ashton. Drops it back for Banks. Banks feeds forward to Spridgen. Spridgen puts the gas on. Lays that puck over. Tries to go inside the paint.
Oh, nobody there.
There was no one there. Fogarty's picking that puck up very quickly and trying to turn it round. Parry's poke checked it away from him. Now Ashton couldn't lay the puck off there to Fogarty. Shot comes in off Clancy. One of the Hawks just gets the stick on that and turns it right down. It's come all the way down to Jolly.
Yeah, Jolly just casually pushes that away. And is that the amount of pressure he's likely to see tonight, though?
And here come the Dragons again. Bailey pushes that forward for Clancy. Clancy, good pressure against the boards. Again now Ainsworth feeds that round. Picked up by Jones of the Dragons.
Price done well there.
Chase forward now. Price couldn't get his stick on that. Parry gives him a little shove. Davis, great poke check on Bailey. And it's going to be an offside. And you can see that the Dragons, there's no love lost. The little nudge there between Bacon and Lovell. The little nudge there on the far side between Price and Jones. You said it at the start of the show, Gary, these two teams know each other well, really well.
They know how far they can push each other, which is why I say, how much are the Hawks going to use that to their advantage, try and get under the Dragon's skin?
So Charlton and Parry in for the face-off. Sorry, Clancy. And it's going to be another Hawks win. As now, Hawks, Charlton couldn't get round Wainwright. He's looking to take it in. Plant comes across. Clancy's got the puck, takes a shot.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, and it took an awful deflection then.
Plant put his body in the way of that, and I think he took Bolwell's vision away as that happened then. The puck just bobbles and clips off Plant. Bolwell does well to see it near side post late on that.
Yeah, good save, good vision.
Face off between Charlton and Parsons. Is won again by the Hawks. Official does get in the way. Plant does well to retain the puck there for his team. Feeds it to Charlton. Charlton's onside. Big hit comes in from Perks. And you can see that the Dragons have opted in tonight to bleed some of their second and third line players that don't normally get ice time. Maybe that could pay dividends later on for the Hawks if they're able to keep the pressure up, maybe bruise them, hurt them a little bit, but it seems like that's the agenda of the Dragons at the moment, to play the physical game.
Yeah, both sides are well benched tonight, so expect a
Jones
rotation.
was free, and Furnival had come across and cut that out, and now the Dragons turn it back and go the opposite way. Keating into the corner, puts it on the paint. Ooh. Bolwell does well and gets a stick on it. Jones again. Takes it away from himself, manages to keep possession though for the Hawks. Planned, quick line change there for the Hawks. We're going to get ourselves an offside call.
Yeah, Jones getting a bit frustrated there as he was bringing it out from the back of the office. He's bringing it round and struggled a little bit to get any breakaway. Gets slammed into the boards and just has to feed that puck down nice.
Face off to the right hand side of Bolwell, deep in the Hawk zone. Officials are talking at the moment.
Having a quiet word with the Blackburn bench.
Okay, and we get action underway again. Yep, it's going to be a Dragons win. Austin at the point. Puts that straight across, looking for a deep deflection. There was no one there. Plant gets over. Gets that back for the Hawks. Tried to clear that out. It's going to be picked up by Jones. Found Plant high, gets round his man. Sam Plant in, takes a shot. Oh! Great save by Jolly. And that's the warning shot that the Dragons needed.
Yeah,
Plant's got speed and he's got skill as well.
Yeah, as a former Dragon, we've seen him in action last season and we know he's got the capability of putting that puck in the net. But as you say, first warning shot.
Now, Dragons trying to go back down the other way, do so with Shaw. Where did he find that?
Well, what can you say? That goal, well deserved, as he skated through the defenders and then cut to the right hand side, left of Bolwell, and then casually slots it up into the top right hand corner of Bolwell, and puts the Dragons in a 2-0 lead here tonight. Well deserved goal that.
Yeah, he managed to dig that out of his back pocket. It was such a tight angle. So, 7:56 in this first period. 2-0 Dragons. Ashton goes in for the face-off against Clancy. Dragons win it. It's deflected back. Dumped straight into the corner. It's a solo goal gone down for Shaw. No assist on it. She'll be happy with that one as Davis picks the puck up, looks to play it out.
Clancy's got a chance. Oh, well defended.
And the Hawks scrambling desperately to get to the puck. Dragons just don't seem to have a sense of urgency about them. As little body on there from Ainsworth. Back with Culshaw. She looks up, uses the boards, tries to play that round. Wainwright can't. Wainwright picks up the point. Davis in front of him, takes a shot.
Well defended.
And again, Ainsworth puts a body on there.
And we've got a penalty.
Well, the official's got his arms up. Might be a boarding call.
I don't think he's testing his deodorant.
Parsons skates that all the way back down, allows a Hawks line change. Cleverly allows a Dragons line change. Tried to be touched up there by Price. Isn't. Wainwright. 6 skaters on the ice now for the Dragons.
Oh!
Right across. Can he get there? No, it's still in play for the Dragons. He's pulled it out. They have to bring it all the way back. All 5 Dragons there.
Well defended.
Price gets his body on. They desperately need to touch this puck up.
And the Hawks.
Furnival. There it is.
Yeah, the Hawks.
Oh no, they're saying he played it off his skate. It doesn't count.
Oh right, but his hand, officials are still got his
There we
hand
go.
right.
Price touches that up. The official's hand, I think, because he was getting tired, to be fair, Gary.
Yeah, Trustwell, the official there. Arm raised, penalty.
That's a check from behind. Well,
let's see who that's on.
That looks like Bart Ainsworth. And it is.
Ainsworth it is. So you're going to spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Cross-checking.
Gives us a little smile to the camera.
So cross-check there. Finds the Dragons once again on the power play. Face-off, won by the Dragons. Left of Bolwell. Austin picks that puck up the point. Shot comes in. Looking for the deflection. Bolwell's on it. She's down to seal that out.
Yeah, she's got it well covered.
Oh, sorry, a boarding call on Ainsworth. I apologise.
Furnival having a little few words with one of the Hawks players.
And you can see it's a very relaxed line set that the Dragons have gone with tonight. Furnival, Parsons and Shaw all propping up that front line.
Well, they're definitely trying to put some points on the board, and it's, as I said in the start, is this the kind of game that the Dragons are going to use to start an assault for a playoff spot?
Shot in from Jones. Good leg pad save there from Bolwell. Finds Austin at the point. Trying to rotate that puck, but it's going to be picked up very quickly by Murphy. Murphy clears it. Chase down there.
Oh, Charlton's got some
by
speed
Charlton.
on.
Let's come back. Furnival's picked that puck up. Charlton gets a stick in the way. Again, Jones tried to clear it away. Didn't. Sean Jones of the Hawks. Again, looks. Joe Charlton plays that round the board. It's going to be picked up by Shaw of the Dragons.
And this is the frustrating thing, I think, for Jones, Sean Jones. He's going to want these passes. He's going to want feeding.
Furnival. Oh, it's off the leg pads again of Bolwell.
Yeah, Jones is going to want feeding these passes to have at least a chance of trying to put the puck on net against the Dragons, but he's not getting anything.
And
at the
again,
moment.
she gets a stick in the way there. Bolwell being asked some questions over this power play as 38 seconds remain. Dragons forced to come out to go back in. Parry uses the boards. Wainwright. Charlton's over there. Lovell. Back to Parry. And again, Alex Parry of the Dragons. Working the puck round, uses Clancy. That's up and high. So you can see there, Gary, good rotation play coming from the Dragons. Working that puck well. 3 times Bolwell had to get down there and clear the puck out using a stick. Good pressure, good power play so far, but only 15 seconds of it remain. Face off to the right of Bolwell. And it's won again by the Dragons. Wainwright tries to get round Ashton. Quickly chased in there. No, great shot.
Parry trying to get that in there, slotting it in a similar sort of position to Shaw.
Davis. Well, Davis tried to get the stick in the way, and Parry's found their back post.
Well, missed it the first time. He was there for the second opportunity as the puck come across his back post. He slaps it in, and Parry extends the lead here for the Dragons tonight. It's now Dragons 3, Blackburn Hawks 0.
Yeah, so we knew it was going to be a little bit of a one-sided game. Unfortunately, it's not been a great season for the Blackburn Hawks. It has been a development season, but we've seen improvements as these scorelines have been getting closer and closer.
Dragons goal, score by number 7, Alex Parry, assisted by number 91, Mark Lovell. Side of the goal,
And it's a power play goal there for Parry's. Another shot comes in. Parsons.
Dragons' second goal,
Furnival.
assisted by number 91, Mark Lovell.
And the Shaw goal now been given an assist by Lovell.
That's 2 for him tonight, 2 assists by Lovell.
As he can break down the opposite end of the ice immediately, but only to turn it back round. Parsons gets round Culshaw. Furnival couldn't quite get it through. Been picked up by Jones.
And dare I say it, Ben, for this first period, we're just over halfway into it, and we've been camped, basically, in the Blackburn half.
Pretty much, as a shot comes in there, and Murphy does well to force his man out wide. And as we break the other way, Culshaw picks it up, takes it on side, and she's going to be off. Well, that was a tight call, to be fair. If we had VAR, I'd say go to it.
But we haven't.
That's controversial. So we're going to get ourselves a face-off back in the neutral zone towards the Blackburn end. As two teams come together, great face-off win there for the Hawks. Three-man wall straight down, bearing on them. Tries to be pushed in by Birtwistle. Nice to see him back on the ice. Still ties up there with Lovell. He's managed to dig it out, takes it into the side, the far wing. Tried to find Shaw. Murphy's there first. Spridging. That's assisted on by Bacon. Birtwistle again, couldn't get it round his man. The Dragons playing a very relaxed 2-1-2 formation. That sends a man dropping deep, acting like a two-way forward.
Yeah, they're not being pressed at all, the Dragons, so they can be a little bit more relaxed in what they're doing formation-wise. But as we know, they tend to play high up, the Dragons, and get caught out.
Murphy, great chip over the top. Tried to find Jones, but he'd have been offside. Bailey tries to find Austin there. Wild pass goes loose. Turned around. Wainwright finds Bailey on the wing.
Oh!
Great stick in the way there from the Blackburn Hawks. And it looked like it was Charlton or someone who got that there then, but anyway, it's forced the puck onto Blackburn in possession. There's another arm up, there's going to be a penalty. Yeah, it was Kieran Fairlong, well pointed, Gary. And that's Chris Jones for cross-checking, he's going to the box this time. And now, a very rare opportunity for Blackburn as they are on the power play. So, Chris Jones takes 2 more minutes towards his penalty record this season.
Well, if any of them disputed, he could go to the VAR, but you don't want to speak to the very angry referee, do you?
No, not that you do, no. But immediately Dragons, with that penalty kill, come belting down in the form of Furnival and Parsons, and the miscommunication means to go offside.
Time of the call, 14:26.
So, we're going to get ourselves another face-off. Neutral ice, Blackburn end. Charlton's going to go into Parsons. It's won by the Hawks as push it forward. Knocked away there for Fairlong. Fairlong pushes that forward for Plant. Finds Jones. Jones looks to get a bit of pace behind him.
Oh,
loses the puck. Fairlong's over. It's a 2-on-1.
Oh, well saved.
Great save by Bolwell there. You'd have fancied Parsons to put that away. And try to catch them on the counter. Charlton has Jones in support. Jones goes in, tries to find Charlton. He couldn't get a stick down in time.
And that combination we know can put points on the board.
Again, tries to get Coulshaw out in front.
Oh,
Puck's bobbled up onto Wainwright. It's come down onto his stick. Parsons is away. Carl Bacon gets over. Puts the body on Parsons, follows his hit in. And now back the other way. Bacon plays that across. Coulshaw takes the shot. It's up off Wainwright's stick and over. And now the Dragons look to turn this round the other way. 35 seconds remain on this power play for the Hawks. Ashton does well to use her body.
From that. Wow.
Use her body to block off Lovell. And now Murphy. Miscommunication between the Hawks players there means Lovell can jump on that opportunity. And now Austin finds Banks. Great body laid on there. And great pressure coming from Blackburn.
Ashton's doing really well tonight.
Yeah, she's having a really good game. And there's the penalty expired. So great penalty kill from the Dragons. Davis needs to get over before Jones does. Does so. And it's Davis. Ties up with the official just outside the Dragons board door.
Parry's intercepted that.
And away down the other end go the Dragons. Looks for a body in the middle, and that's running the netminder. Well, is it accidental? Was it on purpose? We'll see now. Nobody likes a attendee being run.
Yeah.
It usually does result in somebody dropping gloves.
It's Chris Jones.
Jones runs the netminder. Price is one of the first ones in there, though.
But Sam, we know Sam can handle herself quite well. I don't think it was her. I can see her just laughing. But as quick as he's out of the box, back you go. Jones is back in the box.
And that's going to be netminder interference. Well, giving them another opportunity. And Bentham there just having a giggle with him as he goes into the box. So Chris Jones offers another power play opportunity to the Blackburn Hawks. 16:55 in this first period gone, still 3-0 Dragons. It's won by the Hawks, good shot on early. And it's netminder interference, confirmation there. So, Hawks hopefully going to try and dig one out from this power play now. It'll put them in good stead for the end of this period. As Fairlong does well, Ainsworth tries to go in. Price gets in the way of that, and again does well. Hoyle's over there. It's going to be picked up and chased in by Clancy though. Bodied away by Ainsworth. Finds Price over. It's offside. Now it'd have been in as well. Jones takes a shot.
Oh, hello.
Price takes a shot on Jones. Jones is goading him. Price does well not to react there. Well, Jolly's even having a word there. Not happy with the fact that Price takes the shot after the whistle.
Oh, hello. And he's going the box.
And Parsons as well. So, Carl Price into the box. We've got ourselves a 4-on-4 hockey.
Well, one opportunity Blackburn had there, and then they found themselves a man down already. As you say, 4-on-4, but the best chances they've got is when the Dragons are a weaker or a man down.
So unsportsmanlike conduct is what Price goes the box for, and it's immediately neutralised any advantage that the Hawks had, as the Dragons, maybe to prove a point, step the pace up a little bit now, start to take advantage in the Hawk zone. That's Keating trying to play it out.
Wainwright, nice pass in.
Jones for the Dragons, plenty of time, finds Wainwright, goes over. Bacon tries to get in there, and Wainwright's got round him.
Well, great performance there by Wainwright. So he manages to skate that round, weaves his way in and out, comes to the left of Bolwell and slots it up high. And you can see one of the Blackburn players there, Carl Bacon, just talking to Anne Ashton now, talking to Bolwell. She's obviously disappointed, but it's every time now that they come in, the Dragons players, they seem to be coming in and then flicking that puck up in the high up into the net, and she's not able to get to it. So the Dragons extend their lead here tonight. It's now Dragons 4, Blackburn Hawks 0.
So we get the face-off back underway here. Oh, Coleshaw tried to jump on the loose puck. Puck's fed back out. Great interception there by Ainsworth. And it's still a 4-on-4 situation. Davis finds Ainsworth. Ainsworth, unfortunately, gets tangled up in Ashton's skates. Allows Dragons to regain possession. 20 seconds remain on the penalty for the Hawks. 44 for the Dragons. And Ainsworth, big hit on the boards there against Shaw. Culshaw does well to clear that round. Davis has got the puck. Goes round Parry. He's lost his stick. Tries to jam it up on the boards. Dragons are back to full strength, so power play opportunity for the Dragons.
Oh, Ashton fed that pass in across there, and unfortunately Culshaw couldn't get to it.
Jones has come out the box, straight into the ice.
Oh, and
Parry and Bacon. Little net battle there going on. Well cleared out. Straight onto the net there, and allows the Hawks to get a quick line change in. 2-1. That penalty expires. Price is back out on the ice. Back to 5-on-5.
Oh.
Bolwell does well to see that and clear that. And here comes Jones of the Hawks. Jones, bodied by Chris Jones.
Oh!
Plant goes round. It's followed through again.
Oh!
Somebody's lost their edge. Here comes Bacon. One times it.
Oh!
Clancy does well to throw him off. It's going back the other way. Missed the poke check from Murphy. Plant's got over. He needs to be careful of that slashing call. Bacon puts the body on. And it's getting a little bit tasty. Body's going in everywhere, but in the ruckus.
And will that not be allowed?
Well, Plant's being called to the box. Sam Plant is going for a slash. Well, that's a slashing call against Sam Plant to the Hawks. And the officials have disallowed the goal. Well, I'm pretty sure, Gary, if this had been anything like American football, they'd have declined that penalty and accepted the goal. But it's ice hockey and it's not.
Don't get me started.
So we got a face-off to the right of Bolwell. As they try and dig that out, it's found. Perks tries to take the shot. That's the end of the period.
Well, I think Bolwell will be glad that that buzzer's gone now, as will the coach of the Blackburn Hawks 2 team. But Bacon's gone over there to have a quiet word, as have the rest of the Hawks players, to see if she's all right. And I'm sure Sam is, but the main thing is here, the D-side Dragons are taking a dominating lead in this first period. They're 4-0 up, and as the Hawks got anything in the tank to try and fight back in the second period, which we know, historically, the Dragons always have a good second period. We'll have to wait and see. Well, first of all, you can join us after this short break.
Dunarmus Sportswear. Sponsors have dropped the puck.
So goals from Parsons, Shaw, Parry and Wainwright for the Dragons. Give the Dragons a 4-0 lead going into the start of the second period.
Yeah, Gary, and it's going to be a hard uphill battle for the Blackburn Hawks.
Yeah,
Bolwell's up. Well, she's already seen a lot of pressure early on.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Bolwell, hopefully the teammates have given her a bit of encouragement. I mean, as I said earlier in that first period, she's a GB player or has been a GB player, so she's kind of used to the big stage pressure, if you like. So something like this shouldn't get her down too much.
Notably, though, the Dragons are starting on the power play, so immediately the Hawks will be on the back foot, and it's Shaw of the Dragons who takes that straight up past Murphy, takes a shot early.
Oh,
Bolwell dives on that, and with literally 8 seconds already in the second period, the Dragons are staking out their claim.
yeah, Bolwell quickly reaching out with her stick to try and scoop that in and stop any ensuing Dragons players putting that past her.
So we're going to get ourselves a face-off left-hand side of Bolwell in the Blackburn zone. Blackburn in teal, Dragons in white.
I must say, Ben, I like this teal jersey.
Yeah, it's a throwback to the old classic Hawks shirts. And I do like the old throwback jerseys.
I must say,
And, well, after twice being thrown out of the face-off now, Parsons is going to go to the box. It's a 4-on-4 situation. And now the face-off is going to be up the other end of the ice.
yeah, Parsons looking a little bit bemused by it all. You say, what, me, sir? But like you say, it's a face-off in the Dragons' end.
So, face off, won by the Dragons as they now have to skate further. And it's face off infringement. And oh, it's bobbled out there and in. Well, it's beat everyone, including Bolwell.
What a shot from Austin, and our camera position just caught that right as Austin wound that stick back and slotted that right through and bounced in front of Bolwell. She missed it completely. It went straight to the net, and the Dragons quickly take command in this second period and extend their goals to 5. It's now Dragons 5, Hawks 0.
And there's looked like Shaw was heading the box there. He's not. He's coming over to speak to Mr. Trustwell. We've still got ourselves a 4-on-4 situation. And it's won by Ashton. She does well to dig that out. Puts it into the corner. Jones gets there first.
Second assist, number 15, James David Shaw.
And now into the corner again. The Dragons get the puck. Play it out. Wainwright at the blue. Just chips it over Culshaw. Straight onto Bolwell. She forces that out. Shaw's over there.
Goals, even strength, not the power play goal. All four tackles.
And looking the other way. It's Ashton. She's there. Great poke check in from Jones. Tries to feed that back to Culshaw. She's unable to. She
well.
missed it.
She's collected
Puck's
that well.
Still onside. And it's a tame shot, goes wide of the net. Furnival's over there. Still 4-on-4. Now into the corner.
I've got to say, Ben, if we were giving that Man of the Match award or Person of the Match award to be
Most valuable player.
most valuable player, Ben, good word, I would certainly give it to Ashton because she's been awesome tonight.
Oh, Ainsworth.
Oh,
Little shove there with, is that Furnival?
and the referee Trustwell's got his hand up in the air.
And that's been touched up there for the penalty. Who's going? Round and round and round we go. And
Furnival.
to the box, Furnival goes. Well, Furnival there taking another 2-minute penalty for the Dragons.
Well, dare I say it, Ben? There's 13 seconds remaining on the existing Blackburn Hawks penalty. 29 seconds remaining on the existing penalty that the Dragons had on Parsons. So for just under 25 seconds now.
4-on-3.
It could be 5-on-3.
As the face-off is won, the Dragons. Oh, but it's the Hawks who take the shot.
2-minute minor penalty for holding.
And it's up the other end. Holding is the call on Furnival.
And with that, Blackburn Hawks penalty expires. They've got 15 seconds of 5-on-3.
Burst out the box. Trying to feed that puck high. Lovell does well to play it off the board.
And this is the chance the Hawks need now. 5-on-3 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and
5-on-4 situation. Power play in advantage of the Blackburn Hawks.
Parsons re-enters the ice.
Immediately gets round his man, gets round the second. Looks to go in, trying to kick it in.
Oh, no.
Bolwell's outreach, she's turned it out.
Puck was
Planned
floating
with
around.
pace, they've broken away. Here's Bacon. Bacon and Jones chip that up into the stands. That's going to be a souvenir for someone.
No, it's back on the ice.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
There's no love lost, let's put it that way.
that puck bouncing around the way it is in that blue paint area in front of Bolwell. She's got her head on a swivel there because how a Dragons player didn't pounce on that. We know that Parsons was on his knees there. But the opportunities are coming thick and fast for the Dragons and not enough for the Hawks.
So, Blackburn Hawks 2 still on the power play here, currently 5-on-3 situation. Culshaw, she takes that onside, digging away. Sorry,
Charlton.
yeah, Charlton. Plans. Oh, and is it there? Is it in?
No, it's not. He's got it covered. Oh my goodness.
Jolly, with an absolute amazing save, has got it tied up.
Hopefully our replay shows that. But it looked like it had gone in from the back post, and no, Jolly's come up with the puck.
Charlton in for the face-off win, wins it for the Hawks, and that's a shot from Plant that's going high and wide. And just so we can see it again in super slow-mo, You can see the puck drops in front of Jolly. He outstretches his foot and he's able to keep it out. Great save. Face off, gets us back underway, and it's won by the Dragons. Tried to clear that round, don't clear the zone. Plant, puts it onto the board. Parry's there though. Davis keeps it alive, puts it into the centre. Charlton was there, couldn't steer it in. Davis back in, it's tied up with Parry. To Jones, Jones tries to clear it out. Ainsworth does well to keep it in, takes a shot.
Oh,
it's come
deflection.
off Sean Jones of the Hawks.
Yeah, he was looking to deflect that past Jolly, but it sends
Now
it
Chris
wide.
Jones has lost his stick.
Playing foot puck.
Good board play there.
I said that right, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so. And tied up. The officials still can see it. Dragons are back to full strength. It's 5-on-5. Great penalty kill there from the Dragons. Davis turns that back out for Plant. Plant tries to hold it up for Charlton. Charlton tried to feed Jones, but it's intercepted again. Here comes Parsons of the Dragons. Support in the form of Parry and Furnival. Parry takes the shot, bobbles dangerously past Bolwell into the corner. Brought out once more. Wainwright thinks about taking the shot, finds a man in the centre. Low slot. Again, Wainwright finds Parry into the corner. Pushed out in front of that paint and cleared away by Davis, crucially.
Yeah, it's just too far for Charlton there.
Dumped far into the corner, and once more Gareth Davis has to retreat for his Blackburn Hawks side. Pressure coming from Shaw. Decides to go D to D with Ainsworth. Pushes that forward. Knocked on. Chased down there. It's going to be Fogarty. Fogarty tries to find someone in the paint, but Dragons force him to the outside again once more. Jones. Can't keep it away, but Lovell's cleared it all the way around now. Again, Bacon tying up with those Dragons against them boards. And Spridgin dug it out for a shot onto the stick of Bolwell. She saw that all day. And Fogarty once more. Lovell picks his pocket, goes in.
Oh!
Found someone low slot, shots in. Shaw
Well
missed
cleared,
it.
oh we are.
Second bite of the cherry for Shaw.
Oh, well saved, Bolwell. There's a quick response there from the Dragons.
And now trying to clear it up is Murphy. Murphy can't clear the pass. Dragons flooding the zone. Hawks able to find a second to breathe. Play it up and down. That's Fogarty once more. Going to chase Jones into the corner. Jones clears that all the way around off the stick. Murphy tries to take it round three. Bodied on from Perks. Done well to dig that out. Once more into the corner with Hoyle. The Dragons are breaking down the opposite end. Spridgin. Good shot on from Spridgin. Forces Bolwell to make the save. Shaw gets around two men. Goes to go.
Oh, good cutback.
Inside. And James Shaw's lethal with his technicality and speed.
Yeah.
But we've got a call there. That's going to be a slash.
Oh. Oh dear.
Juggle makes his way. It's a slashing call on Ainsworth.
Yeah, it looks like Ainsworth's going to the box again. He's saying it isn't.
Well, that's going to put the Hawks even more on the back foot once more as the Dragons with the man advantage go on the power play.
Yeah, he's not happy with it, Ainsworth. He disagrees, but doesn't matter. Referee said it and it's final.
So face off to the left of Bolwell. Dragons put that straight back in. Trying to find a man in the point in Austin, they do so. Jones takes the shot, looking for the redirect. Bolwell's turned it out. And again, once more, Jones winds up, lets go from in front of his bench. No, puts it into the corner. Just rotating that puck around. Well, Austin.
Oh, well saved.
Seen all day. There's another arm up. That's going to be a high stick call. Well, who's this going to be on?
Looks like
It's Bacon.
Oh dear.
So
the Hawks are killing themselves here.
Carl Bacon going to the box for a high stick. And now it's a 5-on-3 situation. You see his frustration there as he kicks the door. Well, 5 on 3, and this is going to feel like the longest 2 minutes. Great net battle going on between Price and Furnival.
Yeah. Well, we knew that was brewing before.
So, are the Hawks going to revert to getting under the Dragon's skin now and trying to keep players off the ice that way? Only time will tell.
Well, Furnival's being warned that he could go to the box.
Yeah, so you can see in that replay there, obviously they were jostling 2 before there. Good net battle. As we get action back underway. Face off, won by the Dragons. It's going to be picked up once more. Jones uses the board to find Austin. Austin skates it on into the blue, goes deep into the corner, looking for a man in the slot. Great pressure coming from Sean Jones, and it's gone under Bolwell's leg pad. And that's going to be a great goal for James Parsons there. Austin skated round the back of the net, great cookback pass. Parsons with the one time, just enough to put it under Bolwell's leg pad. And the Dragons take the lead with 6.
Yeah, it's a long day in the office now so far. Two goals in this period, but 6 unanswered goals against the Blackburn Hawks. And you've got to think to yourself, what have we got to do? One thing is you've got to keep your players on the ice.
Yeah, they can't afford to keep any more bodies off. So that goal neutralising the penalty on Ainsworth. The penalty on Carl Bacon still stands. And now it's turned back the other way, Culshaw. Can't keep control of that. It's come out to Jones. Jones chased down by Ashton. And now Clancy with a burst of acceleration drops that back for Lovell. I don't think Lovell was expecting that, but he's managed to dig it out. Goes into the corner. Again, round the back of Bolwell's net. It's good play from the Dragons, but Hawks have managed to interject themselves into that. Get in there. Dangerous play. Floating around the back of the net there. It's Murphy. It's gone all the way down. Jolly comfortably out of his net to stop that for his teammate. Jones of the Dragons. Puts that on and Murphy's going to be out there and put that pass out. Clancy couldn't reel that in. Fogarty tying up. Oh, and they're brought down in front, Hoyle, and they're brought down in front of the Dragons bench. Shot comes in again. And Wainwright gets his legs going and just picks that up. Now Dragons back in their own zone. Quick line change there. Still 10 seconds remaining on this power play. Hoyle picked the puck up, skates it on. Jones just bodies him right out of that play. Comfortably picked up by Clancy.
Hawks back to full strength.
The Hawks are back to the full strength now as it's skated on by Parry. Parry looks up, thinks about it, leaves it go for Lovell. Lovell couldn't get there in time. Very quickly up the other way, Fairlong. We're going to have an offside call there. So, with 8:59 on the clock in this second period, it's 6-0 to the Dragons. And Lovell's being sent the box there. Mark Lovell.
Well, don't know what happened there, but he's certainly not a happy chappy.
So, Lovell hands a little bit of hope back to the Hawks as they go on the power play. We'll wait for the official call on the penalty as Austin is back in his own zone. He feeds that round and it's a tripping call on Lovell. So, crucially now, the Hawks have the man advantage. Shaw gets round his man, goes round one, round two, back sticks it straight into Bolwell's chest. And that's a good save there from Bolwell. Well, 1:38 going to remain on the power play after that. Lovell still showing his experience though, every time he's been on the ice and keeping the Hawks at bay. Great face-off win there. In the corner. And even though they are on the penalty kill, you'd think the Dragons are on the power play. But now it's turned around with Plans. Plans skates it on. Has Jones in support, but it's cut out by Austin. Austin turns that back the other way. Davis, Bacon, and Charlton, the back three. As now, once more with Ryan Jones of the Dragons. It's chipped up and straight down onto Charlton. Charlton's got the puck. Tries to feed that through. Couldn't retain it. Bacon tries to step up and take it off Parsons, but he's managed to keep possession, take it into the corner. Goes round Davis. Lays it back for a man there. Tries to go near side post. Looks like Perks. Well, 48 seconds remain in this power play, and give them the due, the Hawks are trying, but the Dragons are just too much for them at the moment.
Well, it's like I said earlier in the first period, the likes of Jones, Sean Jones and Charlton are struggling because they're not getting enough feed to give them the opportunities, and when they are, they're getting outcrowded by the Dragons defence.
So turning back the other way, immediately it's a face-off win for the Dragons, who then go back with Jones. He's just put it into the corner. And now Fairlong finds Culshaw. And Gary, without sounding detrimental to the Hawks again, this line currently of Fairlong, Ashton and Culshaw isn't the most big in stature versus the line they're going against, to be fair.
No, it isn't, and I think the other thing as well is that it's the fact that the Dragons players know so many of these Blackburn Hawks players because they played alongside them, or they played in the second team last year, and we know that, you know, they know how far they can go with them, they know their traits.
Culshaw does well, fights her way through with that one. Still going, Abby Culshaw off the board. Keating just giving her a little bit of harassment there. And it's come out. Fairlong, he's going to pick that puck up, puts it straight back in. And now Wainwright back to full strength, is straight off the penalty comes Lovell straight onto the ice and takes that straight into Blackburn zone. And now looking to come back the other way. Great body on there from Wainwright on Ainsworth. Into the corner, and that's going to be a call. Oh, and they're just calling the man back on to the ice there. So 11:22 in the second period gone so far. Still 6-0 to the Dragons. As we get ready for the face-off, left hand side of Jolly. Face-off won by the Dragons. Murphy goes back. Keating in pursuit, finds Hoyle. Hoyle trapped in his own zone currently. Great forward check coming from Chris Keating and the Dragons. Play that back, and it's a loose puck. Jones. Very quick puck movement at the moment. A lot of open ice. As Clancy goes to go around Bacon. The arms up. Bacon's going in the box again.
And
He's doing himself no favours here.
unless he hurt himself there, I think he's just bent over in frustration. Can't believe the fact that he's spent more time in the box than he has on the ice.
You can see the frustration on his face there as he goes into the box, punches the boards, not happy with himself, and immediately the Dragons handed back the advantage. So 12:01 on the clock, 2-minute power play. It's a great win there off the face-off for the Hawks, but they only push onto the stick of Jones. Jones feeds Clancy. Clancy now looking around the back. And now, once more, the Dragons just taking the time to set something up. Shot comes in. Sails wide of Bolwell's goal.
Well, I've got to be honest, Ben. I'm surprised that there's only 2 goals so far in this period.
Ooh, as the shot just goes over the crossbar there.
The Hawks giving a good account of themselves so far in this second period. They've only conceded 2 goals.
Jones with the shot. Oh, Bolwell had that covered, but it looked like to be deflected last minute. Charlton's tried to clear it. Plant manages to get it over the blue line. And the Dragons force to reset as Jones has intercepted that. Oh! Good effort. Charlton.
Close. Just wondering whether Jones should have waited a split second there. Charlton's coming up on the wing.
Dragons turn it up another notch now as they go back down the other way. Parry, great save there from Bolwell. Oh, chopping away to try and clear that is Davis. Murphy does well to clear that down. 35 seconds remaining in the power play. Charlton's going to chase up Ryan Jones there of the Dragons.
Oh, he
who
missed it.
completely phantoms the puck. And now Furnival. Great stretch pass finds Parsons. Back to Austin. Austin under pressure from Culshaw. Finds Furnival in the middle, tries to spin. Ashton's out again. Tries to get in the way of that. Jones forces it wide. Oh, one of the Dragons loses their edge there. 5 seconds remain on the power play now. 3, 2, 1. Trapdoor opens and Bacon straight back out onto the ice there. Shaw for the Dragons, drops that back to Furnival, takes the one-timer.
Oh, she's covered it up well.
And Bolwell saves that well and gets straight down on that. Well, that was a great save there from Sam Bolwell. We saw the pass there, dropped back from James Shaw after driving that Hawks defence deep. Straight onto there with Cy Furnival.
Yeah, and there was a powering shot to come in, but she managed to cover it up well and keep this down to a 2-goal period for the Dragons.
Hawks go behind their own net, use the boards to ring that round. It's only met Wainwright outside his own bench. Managed to poke that away again. Ooh. And they're just doing enough each time. And Price is through. Will he have a crack? He does.
Oh!
Jolly stands up to that one. Dom Jolly, what a save.
Yeah. He's a big guy in that goal, man.
Fairlong misses his check. Allows his man to go right past him. Parry takes it straight back down the other end of the ice. Ainsworth can't get his stick in there. Fairlong's there again. Knocks that forward for Hoyle. Hoyle goes round his man, pushes that forward. Intercepted there by Bailey. Price uses the boards, plays that on. But Wainwright's going to be there to pick that up for the Dragons. Bailey picked up and taken off him by Birtwistle. Birtwistle's onside and he's just knocked that offside. Fairlong completely misses that.
Oh, well played.
Picked up by Charlton. Charlton tried to go around his man. Tied up.
Paddy pickpockets it in there.
Clancy down the other wing. Thinks about going into the paint. There was nobody there. Once again, Kieran Fairlong tries to find plans. Ainsworth chips that forward back into the Dragon zone. Jones goes back for that, chased down by Sean Jones of the Hawks. Stretch pass comes all the way forward. Bolwell just puts a stick out. Ainsworth gets there. He's being held up on the board by Wainwright. Great board play. But gets up. Still Shaw with the puck. And now Jones gets round his man. Avoids a second check. Knocks it forward. And Lovell picks that back up for the Dragons.
Yeah, no one from the Hawks there to pick up that scrap.
Shaw gets his head up. Tries to find Spridge in. But he's cut out by Murphy. It's going to be picked up there by Lovell. He's just going to skate himself offside. And it's a good passage of play there. The Hawks withstanding some of the pressure there from the Dragons.
Yeah, they're improving as the game's going on, but it's, you know, they've only conceded 2 in this period, like I've already said, which is, you know, they've got to give themselves a bit of a pat on the back for that, but they need to get something on the score sheet. That's what's costing them at the moment.
Ashton and Parsons in for the face-off. It's won by the Dragons once more. Referee just takes one to the inside of the leg there. And Parsons having words with Ashton.
Bacon's in there as well.
I think any excuse for Carl Bacon's a good excuse.
Everybody loves a bit of bacon, don't they?
So once more, Ashton and Parsons go in for the face-off. Won again by the Dragons. Ashton picks that up. It's played straight back down to Keating. Keating's onside. Supporting from Furnival, takes the shot. Parsons puts that back into the corner for Furnival. Round goes Parsons.
He's looking to feed that. Oh,
With Austin. It's round and man takes a shot.
oh, he tried to stick it up in the top corner.
Coleshaw does well to keep it. Dragons at bay, but it's come back into the centre. Great deflection there. Forces the Dragons out the zone. Bacon puts out Keating. It's Ashton. Ashton with the puck. Takes the shot. Jolly just grabs that out the air. And there was a little bit of argy-bargy there between Bacon and Keating.
What a surprise.
So 17:29 in the second period gone. And so far, the Dragons only managing the 2 goals this period.
Yeah, it's only 6-0 lead, but like I said, Hawks desperately need to get on the score sheet.
Fairlong does well to keep that in. Puck comes all the way through.
Is that a double deflection then? Oh,
And Jolly does well. Price still trying to go again.
even Jolly didn't know where that was then.
Breaking down the near side is Bailey. Hoyle does well to disrupt him. Good body on there from Price. Parry comes up with the puck. Price once more for the Hawks. Drives that forward. And now Hoyle forces Clancy over. So great sticking away there. Gains possession back for the Dragons.
Oh, chin!
And that's Wainwright. Well, Gary, he caught me off guard. He caught the Hawks off guard. I don't think anyone was expecting that. Wainwright saw the opportunity, let it rip, mark up another one.
Yeah, it's his second for tonight. It's him and Parsons both on 2. But you've got to say, the thing is, Jolly's getting a quick rest there in his own goal. He's had very little to see of the puck so far. But so tonight, the Dragons have given it a bit of a masterclass to the Hawks, and they take a 7-0 lead.
So after the 7th goal, we get the action back underway, and immediately the Dragons force themselves back into the Hawk zone once more. Plant. Now, trying to turn that round. Still tied up in their own zone. Notably there, Gary, on that goal was Louis Bailey's first assist for the Dragons. Bailey, one of the younger signings coming in just before the Christmas window. As we look to turn around. Once more, into the corner. Lovell, big stretch pass out for Perks. Perks skates that on, has Spridge in support, and there's a collision there between Bacon and Perks. Well, a few shouts coming from the stands for that one. Lovell again, once more. Just killing the clock out. Coleshaw looking for the forecheck. He uses Shaw. And the Dragons are running the clock out with 30 seconds of this period. Shaw has gone round 2 players. Looks to split the Hawks D. Goes round once more. He's brought down. The arms up. That's going to be another penalty. That's Carl Bacon once again.
Is it?
And once more, Carl Bacon will be heading the box. He's in disbelief.
He doesn't even think he's done anything.
That's a hooking call. So with 15 or so seconds left in this period, we've got the Dragons once more in a power play. Shot comes in, goes wide. 10 seconds left in this period. Culshaw's there, she gets in. Dragons once more with the puck though. Again out in front. Bolwell does well to see it out. There's the buzzer. Well, a 3-goal period in favour of the Dragons, and the Hawks are reeling, mainly under the pressure that Carl Bacon keeps putting them under by sitting in the box.
Yeah, we've said it countless times in many games over this season, and it's certainly affecting the Blackburn Hawks tonight. You've got to keep your players on the ice and out of the penalty box, but the Dragons are capitalising on that tonight, and they're taking a 7-0 lead as we go into this second period break. Oh, and seems to be a little bit of a scuffle going on in the...
Yeah, just as they're on the way into the tunnel there, can't quite make out who that is.
Chris Jones. And it seems to have been some words said between the two players, but nevertheless we'll find out, no doubt, what that was.
So we could get a fiery start to the third period, Gary.
Certainly looks that way. Maybe things are about to get really heated. With that, it's time for us to take a quick break.
Dunarmus Sportswear. Sponsors have dropped the puck.
Well, goals from Furnival, Parsons and Wainwright give a 3-goal period for that second period. And I've got to admit, Ben, it's looking a bit like a whitewash for the Hawks, but they were a lot stronger in that second period.
Yeah, most of the goals obviously came on the power play opportunities that were handed to them. And so, as you know, how many times do we have to say, on drop the puck? Discipline is one of your vital things you've got to be able to keep. Now, the Hawks have got the legs, they've got good rotation on the benches. How they got good discipline, it's yet to be seen. We know just before the end of that period, well, at the end of the period break, as he went into the tunnel, there was a little bit of argy-bargy there between Carl Bacon and Chris Jones. Bacon will start this third final period in the box already, 1:43 on the penalty clock. So immediately, you know, the Hawks are going to be at the man disadvantage, sorry. It's going to be interesting to see. I think, to be honest, Gary, the Dragons will probably just skate this one out, treat it like a training session.
We'll see a lot more rotation, I think, in this period from the Dragons, unless they're going out to prove a point. But it depends on how heated that situation was when they were going into the period break. We saw Jones having a bit of a scuffle with one of the Hawks players, but I think we're just about ready to go here.
As Trustwell drops the puck and immediately run away, it's going to be the Dragons in possession with Jones. Jones pushes that forward for Parsons, picked up by Murphy. Dumps it straight back down onto the goal of Jolly, who's had a very quiet game. And now Dragons with Parsons up that wing, looking for Furnival. No, great cut out there from the Hawks. Great pressure, it's Charlton's alone. Can he do anything with it, Joe Charlton?
He's in! Oh, it's in! And there you go. And this is the one guy we said at the top of the show. He's one of their top scorers along with Sean Jones, and he's managed to put one in the net for the Hawks. Solo skate down that right-hand wing on the left side of Dom Jolly as he approached. And he managed to slot it past. It's now Dragons 7, Hawks 1.
Well, dare I say, is this start of the comeback, or is that a wake-up call to the Dragons?
I think it could be a wake-up call.
So we got action back underway, and Fairlong looks to take it inside.
Scoreline number 68, Joe Charlton.
Turned against the boards.
32.
Come out with Chris Jones of the Dragons.
I've got to say, Ben, it's the one thing that the Hawks needed. They didn't need to get on the score sheet.
And it'll certainly make sure that Jolly's awake for the rest of this game. As, once again, the Hawks looking to capitalise on the mistakes, and Fairlong's broken down inside here. He's going alone, Fairlong.
Oh, and it's classic, though, isn't it?
He's caught the post there, and Jolly's down as well.
Yeah, they're both down. Whoop. And Jolly's shaking his head down. I'm hoping that everybody's all right. It looks like Charlton's all right. One of his Ashton there, Clara
Fairlong.
Ashton, just checking.
Maybe just making sure the Fairlong can see straight. You can see now Jolly's still down.
He's probably going to take a second there. It's just being checked out by one of the Dragons officials.
And he seems to be his hand.
Well, they've got a backup netminder on the bench, as we know, in the shape of Armstrong, but
you can see there the officials just on the left-hand side of the shot, just talking with Parry and Wainwright and Jones.
yeah,
You can see there the old powwow going on. Jolly's obviously giving his account.
I think it's just going to be wiped off. It'll just be a face-off, probably to the right.
As they reset the goalposts there. Give them the once-over, we're good to go. Whistle blows us to get back into game.
Yeah, face-off just to the right of Dom Jolly.
So, Ashton against Lovell. Ashton does well to hold up with Lovell there. And now, behind the net, go the Dragons. Push forward by Wainwright. Wainwright finds Lovell, brings it down this wing. Lovell into the corner, looking for a body out front. Keating with Wainwright. Wainwright takes the shot.
Oh, good
Ball
save.
does well to see it. That's a great clearance there.
Well, I must say, Ben, going back to Ashton there, and if we were giving out an MVP, two Hawks players that stood out for me in this game so far, certainly Ashton, she's had a great game, and Charlton, of course.
Very much so, as Jones chases that into the corner. That's a great power penalty kill.
Oh, she's stolen it.
Ashton has managed to pick the pocket of Jones.
Well,
He's in dismay. I don't think he believed what happened. Davis burst forward as well, looking for support there for her. Now the Dragons look to work that puck round. No sooner has he seen the puck one end, he sees it the other is Davis, but that's going to be blown dead for icing.
Well, Chris Jones needs to stay awake here and not fall asleep.
As you can see there, you said Ashton, she's all over the ice. She does well to pick the pocket there of Jones.
She's not big in stature, she's a very little girl, a little player, should we say, but she puts herself around on the ice. She's prepared to throw her body on the line, as we saw early in the game.
We got ourselves a face-off in the Dragon zone, kept in by Bacon. Murphy takes the shot, bobbles out in front of Jolly, comfortably dealt with though by the Dragons, who now play that forward. Furnival finds Parsons. Parsons has to get round Murphy first, goes back inside. Keating couldn't get his stick down in time for the redirect.
Well, surprisingly, Ben, the last time these two met, shots on goal were 50 to 33 in favour of the Dragons, and I think it's going to be a little higher this time. Oh, it's saved.
Oh, what a save from Bolwell.
Yeah, as I say, I think it's going to be a little higher to the Dragons this time round.
Keating tries to find someone out front, it's picked up and put back in. That's Clancy. Sorry, Perks. Perks with his goal. Billy Perks will be happy with that one.
Well, I'm not sure if that took a deflection going in, but most certainly it went right through, top slot, right past Bolwell, and gives the Dragons an extended lead here of 8-1 over the Hawks. And the crowd enjoying that.
Perks went to go off there, but because they're ready to set play, he's been told he's got to stay on. So Perks, near side now, goal scorer. And now, chip that onto net for Ball to deal with. Again, great pressure coming from the Dragons. Back down the other end now, got the Hawks. And it's safe on side. Perks. Sorry, Spridgen looking for another possibility. Tries to feed that out for sure in the paint. Charlton chasing that down. Banks is going to be back there. Plant. Finds Fairlong. Push back forward for Banks to jump on though. Shaw. Goes around Fairlong, shoots!
Oh.
And James Shaw.
So he's been my player for the Dragons tonight. He's been everywhere.
He's certainly one to watch for the future as well. He's only a young kid.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential. And he likes that net as well. He likes to stick the puck away.
Great hit there. Puts Bacon on the ice, much to the pleasement of the Dragons fans. As we go near side now, Abby Culshaw trying to dig it out from Banks. Finds Fairlong. Bacon called into action. Puts it forward. Ashton chasing down Austin. And Fogarty with the shot, it's in!
What a shot!
Fogarty with the shot!
Well, that was completely unexpected. Caught all the Dragons' defence asleep, would you say? They stood in awe of watching that going in. Fired in with precision, like a sniper on a hill, and he's put that in the net. Giving the Hawks a second goal tonight. It's now Dragons 8, Hawks 2.
Well, I caught everyone off guard. I think he'll be happy with that one. But as we go again now, we're underway. So, goal for Fogarty. Fogarty still on the ice. And now, cleared away. There's Ashton. She's on the puck. Can she retain it?
Oh.
Culshaw's there for support. Still bearing down on Jolly. Keating does well to interject and get him away there. Pushed out and picked up by Furnival. Takes the shot. Bolwell's down with the stick.
Oh, well saved,
for the
Bolwell.
rebound. And she's there, denies that.
And do you know what, Ben? I've just noticed now there's 3 female players on the ice for Blackburn Hawks. You've got Culshaw, Ashton and Bolwell all on the ice.
Yeah, so obviously in the league here you can ice. There isn't a separate league for the women's hockey, and it's a great experience for them. We have seen obviously many female players in the past as well.
And they give a good account of themselves here, and you've got to give them credit.
Most notably obviously Sarah Hutchinson.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, what a big hit there on Price.
And now we're going back the other way. Fairlong gets in the way. Wainwright just feeds that off. Back in. Bolwell has to turn that out. Fairlong gets a stick on that, clears it all the way around.
And somebody's going in the box.
So, is that Chris Keating? Keating's holding his mouth.
Yeah, I think something's happened and he's responded. And as always, Ben, we always say this, we say it in American football, we say it in most sports now. When a referee sees something, it's usually the retaliation.
Very much so. Of course, unless you call Bacon, in which case he sees everything you do.
But everybody loves Bacon.
So, we go for a power play opportunity now for the Hawks.
2-minute line penalty for slashing.
That's a slashing ball on Keating.
45-30.
Hook up the other end though, Hawks now.
Number 88 to the slashing.
Knock it forward.
At 45-30.
Fairlong. Plays it back to Ainsworth. Not sure that's got himself in there. Great ball play for Ainsworth.
Yeah, he's playing well there.
Digs it out, Fairlong has to put the pace on. Get over. Chips it through.
Ooh.
Tries to find Jones. And goes back round. Fairlong's going to pick that puck up. 1:20 on the penalty remain. Goes round. Player. Furnival tries to get the stick in, but it's dumped in. Jolly pokes that away. Hawks now trying to give Dragons some pressure.
Warner picked it up.
Now can they set themselves up for something?
Oh,
that was
unlucky.
a tame pass, easily reeled in there by the Dragons, who break down the other end with Parsons. Parsons bearing down. Bolwell, she sealed that out. Well, Fairlong put his body on the line there to shut the shot lane off early. Forces Parsons round. Parsons then tries to go in and jam it down Bolwell's throat, but she responds with a great leg pad save.
Yeah, it's managed to keep that straight between the two legs, and the official went in to check on her. She's okay.
So face-off gets us back underway. Shot in from
Oh,
Bolwell.
again.
She's seen that again. Now scorer for the Hawks, Fogarty, as Ashton in support, knocks it up for Ashton. She's got it. Jones in front of her. Culshaw comes round, tries to get in the way. And Dragons literally... Oh, it's great! Pick up there by Culshaw. She couldn't make the connection.
Yeah, she got...
Abby Culshaw doing exactly what she needed to do there and jumping on the opportunity gifted to her by Chris Jones.
Yeah, it was lovely pressure by Ashton. She pressed down as Chris Jones was forced to go back into defence. But when the puck came out, Culshaw was there to pick it up.
23 seconds remain on the power play.
Unfortunately, she fluffed the shot a bit.
Davis going to be back for the Hawks. Goes D to D.
Oh,
Ashton looks to skate this up. Does so. Gets round Clancy. Culshaw tries to get there.
Oh!
Bolwell does well to pick that up. And now Murphy, as the Dragons are back to full strength. Keating picked the puck up, goes round, tries to backhand it. Price, stick on the ice, believe belongs to Ainsworth.
No, is it Parry's? I think it was.
And now, great body on, and we've got a penalty coming. The arms up, that could possibly be on Keating. Against Birtwhistle. It's going to be 6 skaters on the ice for Blackburn, but it's touched up there by Ryan Jones deep in his zone. And it is, it's on Keating. Keating's going for charging. Wow.
But he's only just come out of the box.
So, Keating hands back the power play opportunity to the Hawks.
Price having a little word with Keating's there in the box, but maybe it's the Hawks are starting to press a few buttons on the Dragons side now.
Face off, scooped out and won by the Hawks. Big shot comes in. Oh, Jolly sees that. Fairlong again, he's digging it away. Lovell's over there. And they've given it, a boarding call, not a charging call. So, as you can see there.
Oh, and the official's blowing a whistle on something to do with the bench. On the far side there, the Dragons bench. Yeah, we wonder what's going on there. We can't understand. Yeah, the officials having a quiet word there. Mr. Trustwell getting told what occurred, but it was something to do with the Dragons bench. Lovell's being pushed back by Bentham.
Charlton currently speaking to Mr. Trustwell near side here, along with Parsons. Price has come over.
Well, there seems to be a bit of a discussion, but going back to that.
Right below us now, currently in our commentary position, the officials. We've got Carl Bacon and James Parsons talking with the head referee, Mr. Trustwell.
Is it possible that something was said on the Dragons bench towards an official or to a player and it was heard by the official?
If that is the case, it will mean somebody will be sitting a penalty for the bench.
But we'll wait and see. At the moment,
you can see Parsons and Bacon there, both giving their opposing arguments.
Dragons quite relaxed on their bench, laughing and joking, but clearly something was said on that sideline there. And the officials are making a point. Bentham's on his way back over to the Dragons bench.
Okay, Mr. Trustwell currently speaking to our game day official.
There's he's speaking to Furnival.
Okay.
So it looks like
he's going to.
Well, Cy Furnival's been sent from the ice.
Ooh, now this is interesting. Furnival has been asked to leave the game.
If he's got a +10 penalty, then it's quite possible that he won't see the rest of the game out anyway. But Gary Shaw, coach of the Dragons there, just being...
Now remember, there is the new rulings for instigation of fights, so if Furnival has said something, possibly to Price, as in, I will get you.
And just Keating's there in the boxes.
Dragons number 88, 2 minutes for late hit. Dragons number 23, Simon Furnival, receives a match penalty for spitting. Penalty 48.
Right, okay, right. So that's been made clear to us.
Yeah, so, just to confirm, the previous penalty against Chris Keating is a late hit. The penalty against Simon Furnival is a match penalty for spitting, which is very uncharacteristic, I must admit.
Right, it's
But
unusual.
Receives Furnival off the ice for the remainder of the game. The Dragons have got a player in the box, so it's a 10+2. And Dragons very much on the power play. On the penalty kill. As communication's still going on, it's Bailey who's sitting the 2 minutes.
Well, that's taken a little bit of the shine off the Dragons' win there, losing Furnival, but a penalty's a penalty.
And the official, there you go, the official taking it off the clock. So I'm assuming it's a 10+5. Wow. So Bailey's going to be out the action for pretty much most of this period. Furnival's gone from the game. And now the Hawks certainly need to capitalise on this. So, 5-on-3 situation.
Yeah, this is the second time that the Hawks have had this, but this is for a full 2 minutes here now. So they've got to get something out of this, the Hawks.
As they break forward with Jones. Jones crosses the blue, looks for support. It's going to be, at the moment, Lovell, Austin and Shaw, the 3 players icing for the Dragons, as well as obviously netminder Jolly. Ainsworth lets that go, much to the appeasement of the Dragons fans' plans.
Well, I must say, Ben, I don't think I saw the incident, the penalty at all. It must have been something that occurred off camera, off view for everybody, but it was enough for somebody to spot it, whether it be a Hawks player or whether it be the official, and the official certainly acted on it, and Furnival's been penalised.
As we go again with a face-off, it's shot, comes in from Parsons. We've now got Parsons, Jones and Wainwright icing for the Dragons. As we go back down the other end, Wainwright puts that straight back up. And that's what they're going to need to do, kill these penalties.
Yeah, they're going to need to keep the puck up at the Blackburn end as much as possible.
Wainwright.
But as we've already seen, the Hawks have got the little taste of scoring.
And here's Parsons. He's in the ball and he's put it away. Well, short-handed goal for Parsons here, Gary.
Yeah, nice little deke as he took the puck round Bolwell to her right, his left, slotted it in goal, and extends the Dragons' lead here tonight in this third period. It's now Dragons 9, Hawks 2.
Well, short-handed goal. It's going to be a little bit of salt in the wound for the Hawks here, while they have the advantage.
But it's Parsons' hat-trick as well.
Ashton.
Short-handed goal to the Dragons.
Feeds that back to Ainsworth. Ainsworth to Bacon.
Assisted by number 13, Matty Wainwright.
Wainwright with the assist on that one.
5 from 13 at 49.
There seems to be a Dragons player down there.
Chris Jones on the floor. And something seems to have hurt himself, I think.
He seems to be in a lot of pain. He just stopped skating and hit the deck.
Maybe he might have pulled the hamstring. Yeah, he seems to be okay, but he went down quite
quick and suddenly,
yeah. Either way, he's off the ice for a little bit. But the change up on lineup.
And one of the penalties has expired. So we're on a 5-on-4 situation for the next 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Into the corner is Austin for the Dragons. Looks to feed that through. It's picked up by Murphy. Murphy backsticks that through for Ashton. Ashton thinks about going in on Jones, pulls out. Jones, Ryan Jones butters up that biscuit and just slides it through the top shelf on Bolwell there.
Well, he takes that through, manages to get past Ashton, goes to his right hand side, left of Bolwell, and precision takes that puck and slots that straight to the top corner. And what a goal from Ryan Jones.
Very much so. 10-2 the score here now. And unfortunately for the Hawks, it looks like that little bit of form they found where they were keeping these games to a close scoreline.
Yeah, it's damage limitations now, I think.
Very much so. It's been lost over that Christmas period. We've said it so many times. That Christmas period is such a crucial make or break time in your season.
Well, of course, the Dragons haven't played any games since Christmas.
As shot comes in, did that go in? It seems to have dinged off the post and come back out.
Well, we've seen a few of them drop the puck.
And that was Hoyle. He's unlucky there to get a consolation third.
I think Jolly was just shaking his head there. I think somebody did ask the question whether that went in.
Well, will we see anybody drop the gloves with the game pretty much out of reach as Dragons play that straight back down the other end. Bolwell knocks that forward for Murphy. 2 minutes 8 remaining on the penalty assessed to Simon Furnival as Davis decides he wants to come out and have a little skate. Takes the shot. Great shot in, and Jolly.
Some distance there. Well, we know he's got the pedigree in him, don't we?
We very much do. As Charlton tries to go around Lovell.
And
up and back on the ice.
Yeah.
So once more for the Hawks into the breach. But it's going to come out for Lovell. Shaw.
Ooh.
Wainwright forced wide. Charlton manages to get in, get a stick in the way. Bacon's over there.
Nice bit of pressure by Charlton there.
Hawks managed to clear that all the way down to the Dragon zone. Going to be picked up by Chris Jones. Good seat back on the ice. And now with Charlton, centre ice. Charlton looks up, he's got Jones in support. Was safe on side there, but it's been given the other way. Lovell gets it back from Shaw. Looks to go inside. Again, Charlton bodied off the puck there, but he's done well, he stayed on it. Wainwright cuts that pass out, Plant gets caught up with Lovell. And again, back down the other end. Bolwell uses the stick to clear that away. 12:53 gone in this third period. And we're going to get a call there. And that's on Ainsworth, high stick.
Oh, you can see Ainsworth going, you got to be kidding, not me again.
Well, the referees.
And Bacon's like, yeah, get in the box, lad. I've been spending all day there. I've kept it warm for you.
So Ainsworth goes for a high stick. And now we're in a situation for the Dragons once more on the advantage. Face off. Won by the Dragons. Shot comes in early. Bolwell kicks it out. Ashton clears it away. Fairlong gets round. Davis back on the ice.
Well, take the puck with you, son.
Now Ashton She tries to push that forward for
Culshaw. Yep.
Unfortunately, had too much on it. And it's one of those, Gary, you were very much right. Damage limitation is going to be the key factor now for the Blackburn Hawks.
Well, 13 minutes of this period gone. And we've only got about just under 7 minutes left of the game.
Of course, 4-on-4 hockey is currently what you are seeing. For the next 10 seconds, that penalty expires on.
Well, Keating's trying to find a way in there.
Ashton's there we go, 5-on-4 hockey currently in favour of the Dragons. Great clearance there. 1:13 remain on the power play now for the Dragons. Parsons out front of his own bench, takes that into his corner. Plenty of time. Forward check pressure from Price. Finds Keating on the far wing. Keating looks to go around Bacon.
It's in!
And that's Bailey.
Well, Bailey. Yeah, he was in the right spot at the right time. He followed that puck in. And when it bounced out, he picked up the scraps like he's supposed to. And slots it home past Bolwell. It's now Dragons 11, Blackburn Hawks 2. And the Blackburn coach is not looking too happy.
No, you can see there. I think they expected to, not come away with the win tonight. But I don't think you're expecting to be defeated by this much, Gary.
No.
As immediately Dragons go back on the kill as trying to chip it out there, and it's just gone out of play into the penalty boxes here. And you can hear there the fans cheering his first goal. So Bailey, so far, a goal and assist. If he drops the gloves, Gary, he's got his Gordy. We will see. And now, picked up there by Plant in a dangerous position. Tied up in the skates.
No penalty.
And Bacon tries to keep that on, using his silky soccer skills there. But the refs are having none of it.
He's picked it up, he's laughing about it now.
So, 14:35 in this third period played.
Well, so far, the Dragons scored 4 in the first period, and so far 4 in this period. Only managed to score 3 in the second.
Yeah, normally historically their strongest period, as Parry just picks that out the air. Do the goaltender's proud. Shot comes in, Bolwell. She sees that lane, is able to deflect that out.
Oh, well kept at the line.
And those shots being fired in from all directions now. Everyone wants a piece of the action.
Yeah, the Dragons not letting up at all.
And it's going to be Jones, knocks that forward for Plant. Plant goes in, thinks about it, takes a shot, it's gone wide. Murphy, chased down by Lovell. Ainsworth comes over. Lovell goes round. Out in front. Jones deflects that and turned away. If they go quickly, you've got an advantage here. They found Charlton. Charlton gets
a nice play.
Picked up by Jones. Jones takes a shot.
Oh, well saved by Jolly.
Yeah, Jolly sees that all day. He pad away. Now the Hawks looking to set something up, looking for the deflection. Was Charlton there behind the Dragons' net? Has he got anybody?
There's a nice little bit of pressure there from the Hawks.
Culshaw tries to dig it out there. Clancy. It's sent back down the ice. They've found Parsons wide open.
Alan Wells saved.
Bolwell does well to force him away there. And Ashton, she's got the puck.
Go on, girl. Oh, and that's a penalty.
Spridgen's going to go there for tripping.
Oh, you can't be doing that.
So, Spridgen takes to the box for a blatant trip on
Clara Ashton, yeah.
And now we've got ourselves a situation where the Hawks could possibly get a third. Face-off will be to the right of Jolly. Quickly won by the Dragons and cleared out. Davis in a foot race with Shaw. Shaw was always going to win that one. Great defensive play there between Ainsworth and Davis. But Shaw's come out with it. He's found Parsons. Well, it looks like it's kept out. Culshaw put her body on the line there and took Parsons out of that play. As you can see in the replay there, Parsons is coming in. Culshaw catches him blindside as Bolwell's down.
Well, Bolwell done well to save that. I think the parry, Shaw's must be saying to the official there, he thinks it went in, but no light, no goal.
And we got ourselves a face-off. Right to Bolwell, Ashton wins that.
Oh no!
Oh
dear!
Oh, right onto the stick of James Shaw there.
And with that, Shaw manages to pick that puck up and slot it home and gives the Dragons their 12th goal tonight. Dragons 12, Blackburn Hawks 2, and it's looking a little bit reminiscent of all the goals and results we've seen so far in the early part of this season for the Hawks. Things not going well at all.
No, it's always hard when you're in a development season, especially playing competitive teams like the likes of the Dragons who have been here and been in that position, like the likes of Bradford Bulldogs who have had an excellent development period now coming out the other side.
Well, you've got to admit, it's Blackburn are one of a few teams that have got two teams. Dragons tried it last year, it didn't work, and have now resulted in one team competing in this Laidler conference.
So, back once more with the Blackburn Hawks centre ice. Bacon feeds that over, and we picked up out in front of the Dragons bench by Price. Price forced back in the neutral zone. Lovell does well to win it back for the Dragons, finds Austin. 1 minute 8 still on that penalty in favour of the Blackburn Hawks here, so that was a short-handed goal, Dragons. And Bacon does well to shut out Lovell there. Skates forward. Lays that off for Bert Whistle. Puts it round, picked up behind Dragons net, back. Bert Whistle looking for anyone there. And Jake Room tried to get on that. Murphy's over. Bacon, as the Dragons go for a change quickly. Tried to play off the board, it's been picked up by Keating. Keating's got support there in form of Clancy. Clancy!
Well, they're just peppering that goal now. There's another one chalked up.
Yeah, Clancy skated down there. Great team play between himself and Keating. Keating drew the defenders and the netminder over, laid that puck off. Clancy still had a little bit of work to do though as Bolwell put the challenge up, but he's beat her. And it's now 13-2 in favour of the D-side Dragons.
Dragons goal scored by number 37, Michael Clancy, assisted by number 18, Chris Keating.
We go again once more.
57-42.
Fairlong does well. Back with the Hawks. Charlton.
Hawks have just got to get a bit of composure now. And
3-2-1. Now penalty expires in favour of Blackburn. Fifth Dragon back on the ice.
oh,
Culshaw takes a shot straight into the glove of Jolly.
oh, did I say it? There was
Fairlong, I do
Sam
apologise.
Plant was standing there waiting for that. Culshaw took.
No, Fairlong, sorry. Yeah, Fairlong shot. As Ashton goes in for the face-off. It's Parsons. Once more, it's won by the Dragons. Look to break forward. Break forward with pace. Bolwell has to knock that away. And it's almost as if the Dragons are sending out a statement. The pressure's not been let up at all. Fairlong gets over there, he's chasing it forward. Kieran Fairlong into the corner, puts it back out, and the Dragons read that all day. Wainwright sat right in that paint.
Oh,
And it's going to be an offside call on Shaw.
If there'd have been a Hawk player just sitting there, but like you say, Ben, Dragons read that quite well.
So, little under 2 minutes remain in this game. It's been a clear-cut victory since the first period, to be fair, as the Dragons win that face-off once more in their own zone, forced into the corner, pucks come out immediately. Bailey, goal scorer tonight. Parry takes a shot off the face mask of Bolwell.
Oh, and I think that got caught up, did it?
Well,
she looks a little bit shaken from that.
Yeah, it was straight into her face mask.
Yeah, it must have just caught her under the chin. A little bit shocked from it maybe, but she's taken some battering tonight from those pucks.
As we set face off in the Hawk zone. And everybody set up in the wrong face off circle.
Refs like that, I'm over here guys, I'm over here.
Okay, and we're underway again. Parry immediately in possession after the draw win for the Dragons. Feeds Lovell in the corner.
Well, we're into final minute now.
Great pressure
1
there.
minute remaining in the third and final period.
And now Davis tries to get in there on the action. Oil, it's come out, round the boards once more. Murphy gets a stick on it. Plays out, it's going to be chased down there by Bert Whistle. Big hit out in front of the Hawks bench. Pucks all the way on the boards, far side. And Bert Whistle's just caught there by Perks. Official's arm stays down. Bert Whistle goes for the hit on Perks. And Bert Whistle and Parry, well, and Lovell straight in his face.
And Lovell's going to go to the box as well.
Perks and here we go. Perks and Bert Whistle. No, and that's Jones.
Well, quite clearly, Bert Whistle was trying to skate away. He's constantly getting poked by the look of it there. And again.
Lovell again.
Well, here we go. Perks is looking for...
Well, boys, you got your cages on, so unfortunately you forfeit your right to drop them.
Yeah.
So Bert Whistle goes into the box.
If you just want to explain it to the viewers who are not aware of that ruling then, Ben.
Yeah, so obviously when you are under the age of 18 in hockey, you are forced to wear a cage, which means you're a junior, and it's not an official, it's pretty much an unspoken rule. If you've got your cage on, you don't drop them, because you're playing with the big boys.
Yeah,
and as you can see there, Mark Lovell is one of the big boys. He's been around a few years.
Yeah, referee Bentham stepping between the boxes there because it's still ongoing.
And Bert Whistle's going, as in, like, if his penalty, there's literally 32 seconds left in this game, if that.
Oh, no,
so they're telling Bert Whistle,
no,
you probably better go into the changing room.
Yeah, they're saying he's better go in the changing room. Bentham's sending him there.
Yeah, go to the changing room, eliminate any more aggravation there.
Probably for his own safety, if anything.
So much of the appeasement there you can hear of the Dragons fans. Bert Whistle's gone.
I don't think it's a match ban or anything. I think it's just for his own safety.
Yeah.
A, because he's under 18, and B, because there's less than 30 seconds remaining in this game.
And we've got Lovell and Jones sat in the box on the opposite side.
Well,
and they're all laughing and joking down there now amongst themselves. There is equipment still on the ice.
that belongs to Carl Bacon.
Typically. Now, we can see here, we have 4 skaters out for the Hawks. There are 4 skaters. Hang on. Well, wait, no, it's a 5-on-4 situation in favour of the Hawks.
Well, maybe he has been removed from the game.
Well, we'll await the official confirmation, as there are no penalties showing on the board.
Penalties. Hawks number 22, Josh Burkistle, receives 2 + 10 for Jordan
Yeah, it's a 2 plus 10 for charging.
Mark Lovell, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
And it's 2 minutes cross-checking.
Ryan Jones, 2 minutes for roughing.
So, just to bring you up to date with all that, Bear Whistle gets a 2 plus 10 for charging. Then you've got Mark Lovell gets 2 minutes for cross-checking. Ryan Jones 2 minutes for roughing. It does give the advantage to the Dragons though. As Parry. Shot comes in there from Jones. They've cleared it away. Only onto a Dragon stick. Look for the redirect there, was Parry. There's the game there. Well, And there doesn't seem to be anything there after that little trip. But it's been a learning curve yet again for the Hawks. It's Bolwell not happy with herself, but she still put up an outstanding performance. You know, it's been a tough game for her. She was peppered with shots left, right and centre. Everybody thought they could have a pop tonight.
Do you know what? Hats off to her. I mean, you know, it's a difficult job as it is. She's not a huge stature like the likes of Jolly and her, so she doesn't fill the goal as such, but she does a great job. And you know, she was great at Altrincham. She had a fantastic game when they last played here, when she was playing for the Aces, of course. But now, of course, she's with the Blackburn Hawks 2 team. Seen a lot more action and seen obviously a lot more goals going in against her. But it's all experience, and these players want their time on the ice.
Yeah, and you know, it was pretty much decisive. I think the Dragons were looking to make a little bit of a statement, get a big win tonight, get some momentum going, because let's be honest, you've got that runaway pack at the moment of the Senators, of the Wild, of the Tigers and of the Jets, and they desperately need to get some points going and some momentum going to head in to that late, you know, playoff run, and this was a great way to start it tonight.
Well, you can't take it away from them. The Dragons did a job. They needed to get a much needed win, get that motivation started to get some points on the board, and hopefully take them on to something better for the rest of the season. They need to get a chance of the playoffs, which of course is going to be with this ice rink this year again, like it was last year. We'll be there to cover it, but I think Blackburn Hawks licking their wounds a bit. They haven't won a game all season. Surely they've got to take something from this as well.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Gary. I think it's a case of it's development. This is the key word here, development. We saw the Dragons struggle for a couple of seasons. We knew Bradford struggled for a couple of seasons. You're not going to, in a year of rebuild, build the world's greatest team. Let's be honest, this isn't the NHL. This is NIHL, okay? It's the Laidler. It's a hotbed of hockey, but it's a development league. We've heard, you know, many coaches say that in the past before, especially Matt Bradbury over at Nottingham. He's a very firm believer of it's a development league. You know, if you want to start making headway and making weight, go and play in the Morley. You know, you've got some big teams there asking some big questions. Now, obviously, there is no promotion this season, unfortunately. So even if you do go on to win the Laidler...
Well, I'm just going to interrupt you there, Ben, because MVP for the Blackburn Hawks, as I said, and I pointed out, Clara Ashton has picked that up and quite deserved too as well.
Yeah, you know, certainly she had an awesome game there. Great pressure on the forecheck all the time. Did well getting defence, couple of opportunities as well, went awry, but good game
She
overall.
was a thorn in the side, I thought, for the Dragons, because she was all over the ice, causing sorts of problems. As was Charlton as well, he got the goal, but fair enough, he can't.
And Billy Perks picks up the MVP for the Dragons, much to, you know, the love of his fans and all that. But yeah, you know, going back to what we're saying there is no promotion this season in the Laidler. Unfortunately, you know, I think there were a few teams that would have liked to have been, maybe Hull, maybe Widnes. We've seen some outstanding players, and I can't wait personally for the playoffs. I think it's going to be an awesome weekend.
Well, you can catch all of that playoffs here on our YouTube channel, which we'll explain later on, and keep watching out on our Facebook and Twitter and our new Instagram account for all the details of those playoff weekend. But without further ado, I think it's time for us to take a quick break, and we're going to go down just between the locker rooms and get the news, the views, and the sort of feedback, shall we say, from the players.
Dunarmus Sportswear. Sponsors of Drop the Puck.
I'm with James Parsons of the Dragons. James, a very convincing victory there tonight for the Dragons. Was it always the game plan to go out and rack a big score up?
Well, we just went out to play hockey. You know, we've desperately needed a win after the last few games, and you know, the guys came up good tonight, and we won. So.
Now, how important is it that you get the momentum going back after this Christmas break?
Yeah, well, we've had a few disappointing games, as I said. So now we've got Altrincham next week and the week after, so they're two big games for us. So hopefully we can take some of the stuff we've done tonight into them games.
Now, I've got to ask the question, I probably already know the answer, but are the playoffs a contention still for the Dragons in your eyes?
Yeah, always. You know, we've got 10 games left to play, so let's see where we are after them. You know, hopefully we'll be in the mix still, so see what happens.
And is there anything that's going to need to be worked on going into that doubleheader against Altrincham? We've seen Altrincham several times on Drop the Puck this season. They're a close team that like to take teams right to the very edge of the game. Is there something going to be worked on?
Well, they're a physical team, aren't they? So we're going to have to be physical with them, and hopefully we'll get the wins on both weekends. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, well, we wish you the best luck, James, and we'll catch you again soon.
Cheers. Thanks.
And with Clara Ashton of the Blackburn Hawks, MVP tonight, you're going to be proud of that?
Yeah, I think I had a good performance, so yeah, I'm happy with it.
So what's the feeling in the locker room coming away from that one?
I think everyone's a bit disappointed. There's some issues, mainly fitness, that let us go in the third. You know, it was only 7-0 into the second. It was a good game for us personally. So I think everyone's a bit frustrated.
Now, obviously, it is a development season for the Hawks. It's always hard when you're trying to build back up from the ground. What's been the main goal this season?
There's been multiple goals. I'd say the main one is just working as a team. I think we're still struggling with that. We've got quite a lot of players that are young, or you've got quite a lot of girls like me, Abby and Sam, who mainly do it for the ice time for GB. And then you've got rec players, so it's just kind of getting everyone on the same page and trying to work towards a common goal. Now,
looking ahead, obviously, you're going to try and want to get one win under your belt. Is there a certain fixture you've kind of got your eye on you might pinch it from?
Not that I can think of. I mean, I feel like D-side home for us, we came quite close, but we let it go. It just depends on the day, depends who teams bring. Yeah.
And last but not least, we've got to ask, obviously, we've already said it is a development season for the Hawks. Going into next season, where are the Hawks going to want to be? Are you going to be one fighting for them top spots, or are you going to be happy for like a mid-table?
I think everybody would be happy for mid-table, realistically. Yeah.
And yourself personally, where are you hoping to be in 12 months?
I don't know. I'm hoping to still play league hockey as well as women's. But yeah, we'll see.
Clara, thanks very much. We wish you the best of luck, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, Ben. Okay, we said at the start, form book might not mean anything, and we kind of figured that the Hawks might make a battle of this, with their form changing recently, but I think it's pretty fair to say that the Dragons dominated that game.
Yeah, I think what it was a case of there, we said it in the intro, the Dragons needed to get momentum behind them, and quick, because they've got two tough games coming up against the Altrincham Aces. We've seen Altrincham plenty of times now and drop the puck. You know, Jake Nurse there and his Aces know how to do a job, and it's always their story, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. You'd expect them, you know, to come out on victories and little penalties let it slip and all that. But then again, the same could be said about the Dragons. There's so many times the Dragons are taking games so close, and little penalties, you know, cause them to slip up, and you know, the next minute they've lost the game. I think they needed the discipline and momentum of tonight's game to get them ready going forward. But again, I've got to reiterate, the Blackburn team that we're seeing tonight, it's a young, inexperienced bunch of guys and girls that are coming together. You heard Clara there in her interview, she's using it for her ice time. That's fair enough, you've got to do what you've got to do in this league, but at the same time, you've got rec guys there coming in, you've got experienced guys like Gaz Davis trying to pass their knowledge on. It's always going to be an uphill battle.
Well, I mentioned it in the commentary there, and I said, a lot of teams in this division are their second teams of their counterparts in the Model League Conference. The Dragons aren't so comfortable in that no more because they've only got the one team. They've amalgamated their two sides as such, and have got what we thought would be a promising, dominant team fighting away up at the top there, but they're finding things a little bit tough, and they're coming up against these lower teams that are nitty-gritty, grinding it out, and they're finding it out like their Division 2 counterpart did at the time. That this Laidler conference isn't as easy as people think.
Certainly not. I don't know how many times you have to say, okay, Widnes haven't got a second team, that's why they're pretty much running away with this conference. Telford have, Hull have, and Sheffield have. They are all great academy feeding teams at the moment. It's great experience, and obviously they've got the ability to bring guys down from that first team sometimes to play in the second.
And the reverse way, of course.
Oh, of course, yeah, very much so. But unfortunately, D-side don't. So they're having to put the body on the line each week, pay the price for it. The likes of Blackburn, they've got that, the pleasure, the safety net of we have a number one team as well, so to speak. So it is purely development. I mean, I said it in the commentary as we were closing the game out there. Like Matt Bradbury said this before, the Laidler is a great development league. You get some really good teams there, but maybe there are some teams that just need to be let go up to the Morley and have a little battle up there and just keep this for what it is.
Well, it's nice to see, of course, Gareth Davis returning to his roots, Blackburn Hawks, obviously his brother Aaron playing for the first team. Gareth playing for the second team. He was at the Dragons last year, along with Sam Plant and the others, like we said, and you could see that he kind of felt that they kind of knew each other well, but there was a little bit of rivalry there on the ice tonight, wasn't there?
Yeah, so things were never going to go quite as smooth as everyone would have thought. You were always going to get a little bit of welcome back with a bump. Yeah. But I think it was a case of maybe towards the end Blackburn did try and draw the Dragons in some of them silly penalties, started hitting a few of the red buttons, seeing if anyone would bite. We know certainly there Josh Birtwhistle and Billy Perks, we thought they were going to go, but obviously the way it went, I genuinely think that, okay, as nasty as it is to say, you've got to give the Blackburn this season as a write-off. It's a learning curve. Let them all bed in, let them gel. It'll all do them really well after this season. Next season, it's unwritten yet, who knows? It always takes a season or two to really get you going.
Well, of course, this is the 21st loss now for Blackburn Hawks, but it's the first win of the second part of the season for the Dragons, a vital win. They've come away 13-2 winners tonight. And first period, 4 goals unanswered. Second period, another 3 goals unanswered. And then, of course, a third period, they came out straight away. You think to yourself, it's a different looking Blackburn team, and you thought, are we going to see the age-old historical problem of the Dragons having a terrible third period? And then, of course, it just all fell apart for them.
Yeah, I think part of it was not necessarily bus legs, but the gas tank. The Dragons had run them into the ground a little bit for those first 2 periods, and what didn't help as well is they found themselves on a penalty kill all the time, so they didn't really have the option to sit people down and get rested. In that case, then they gassed out quite quick, and the Dragons capitalised on that. But that was the other key point of tonight's game. A lot of special teams time there on the ice, whether it's penalty killing or power play units and that. And the other thing you saw is a really nice oiled power play machine there from the Dragons. Now we know most of their goals have come this season from the power plays, short-handed as well, a couple of penalty kills, and they managed to put one past. So it's going to be really interesting to see going forward now.
Well, a couple of nice goals from the Hawks, of course, but Dragons played a very defensive game and a well-earned point tonight. That takes them on into their next game. Hopefully they can find another win and get some form, and maybe we'll see them in the playoffs. You'll see this game and all the playoff games that are going to come up, which should be a Planet Ice Widnes this year, like it was last. And again, Drop the Puck will be there to cover all of the games and all of the action, and you can catch any of our previous games and episodes on our YouTube channel, BASN Radio, or you can visit us on Twitter or Facebook, or of course on our new Instagram account as well. You see everything right here on Drop the Puck.